All right. Hello, everybody. I have decided to make an update video on how my audio system works because there have been a decent bit of changes since the last time, and the last video I made was quite popular, so it must have helped a decent bit of people. I have recently upgraded to Voicemeeter to Potato, and I am using a couple other new Windows tricks to do certain things, as well as I'd like to just update a couple of issues that have been had with newer versions of Windows. So, first off, I'd like to point out that I am using Voicemeeter Potato. Voicemeeter Potato, offered from Voicemeeter, has more output lines than the previous editions, Banana and the regular versions, as well as more input lines. The more input lines is what I am after. So you can see here, I have multiple different input lines here. I have my Discord input line, my iTunes input, my Audio-Technica AT2020, which is my microphone, my headset microphone, as well as a microphone tester. Here is the standard input for all of my regular desktop sounds, and here are my outputs. The outputs up here, you can see, are the Logitech G933, which is my headset, this USB audio codec, which is my speaker, and this, which I will explain what it is later, but it is one of the audio cables that I have. This setup heavily revolves around 3 virtual audio cables. The first one you can get for free from the makers of Voicemeeter, and the second 2 you do have to donate for. First off, we have the virtual audio cable for Discord. You can see that in my Discord, if I open up my voice and video, it is the default output device for Discord. You have to set that up for this to work once you've set up the virtual audio cable. You can see here that Discord, when I play something through Discord, only comes on that line. I will play the Hollow Knight soundtrack. And you can see it comes only through there and does not come through this input here, which would be the regular desktop input. So now, moving on to iTunes. iTunes is also on its own virtual audio cable. Now, since iTunes doesn't have a dedicated choice for output, that used to be impossible. So now, with a recent addition to a Windows settings, you can do that. You can set things that even don't let you change the sound where it outputs to within Windows. You can open up Settings, go to System, Sounds, then scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can see App Volume Device Preferences. You can open this, and then it shows you all the programs that you currently have open. Here, you can see iTunes is at the very bottom for me, and you can select a different output than the default. This allows iTunes to go only to Voicemeeter instead of the main output. So if I open up iTunes here, play the soundtrack again, you can see that it comes up here and does not come up over here. Finally, I have my microphones. This one is for my good microphone, and this one is for the one on my headset, which I use when I walk away from my computer, should I need to. You can see them lighting up here, and if I move away, I can switch to my headset microphone, which you can now hear. This situation is really useful for me because that allows me to be able to switch back and forth between the headsets without losing the microphone. Now, you'd be asking, well, how does the microphone work then? So you can see here, both of these headsets, the 2020 and the 933, output to A3. A3 correlates over here to another virtual audio cable, the cable A that I have set up. Cable A is set up in my sound settings as the default microphone. This means that everything, including Discord, as well as video games, will identify that as my microphone. So it means that either of these, when they output, will go directly into the microphone. You can see these two here, Discord and iTunes, are only set to go to A1 and A2, being my speaker as well as my headset. You'll also note that my microphone is activated onto A1, which is my headset. This is because I like to hear my voice when I speak into my microphone. Most people do not like this. However, I have grown to like it so that I can make sure my audio quality is okay. The default Windows version of this, which you can select on typically by going into the sounds, going in and selecting a microphone. In the properties, listen, you're able to listen to this device. Now, I highly recommend against doing this because it is extremely delayed. This system through Voicemeeter is super, super quick. It doesn't have a delay at all. The last thing that I use Voicemeeter for is the gates. You can see that there are gates set up on the microphone as well as on both my microphones. These gates are so that background noise doesn't come through on my stream. Typically, on Discord or TeamSpeak or whatever VoIP you use, there's either a voice actuation gate or a push-to-talk key. I have never liked push-to-talk. I've just had problems with it. So I've always done a very good job of setting my microphone and my gates up well. You can see in here that this gate activates the exact same way as a Discord gate, as the gate on Discord or all of those different voice applications. So that when I make small noises, it doesn't come up, which is super useful, especially because you can't do stuff like that on OBS. The last thing that I want to point out is when you're setting anything up like this, that you have to pay attention to what version of audio this Voicemeeter is using. You have 3 different versions: WDM, KS, and MME. WDM has some problems. Basically, after a short period of time, about a minute, the sound coming from it will get crackly and robotic. You don't want to use that for that reason. KS is just a lower quality audio, and MME is the one you would like to use. It doesn't have any problems that I have found. The problem I've noticed mainly with this is my microphone. If I have accidentally set it to WDM when resetting up stuff, it will poop out on me. And everybody will be like, your microphone's garbage, which I never want. That is actually the reason I have my microphone tester in here. It just loops back. It listens to the cable A so that I can check if the real audio that's being output is correct. Now, I'll open up OBS and show you how that's set up. So if I bring over OBS, you can see that I've got desktop audio 2, my microphone, and my second microphone. These labels aren't actually very conclusive. If I open up my sound thing here and ping it, you can see there is my desktop sounds. If I open up Voicemeeter and move it up, you'll also see that that opens up here, where I have it set to output to. Desktop audio 2 is, again, my Discord. So I will play the Hollow Knight soundtrack. And you can see Discord lighting up. Microphone aux is clearly my microphone and my headset microphone. And since it listens to audio cable A, it hears both of them. The last one here is iTunes. So since it's set to a different cable, it can be split out so that in recordings, I can separate that, turn it down or up, as well as just completely remove it if the audio or the music I'm using is not okay for copyright. This can be set up quite easily within the defaults of OBS. If I go into the settings here, you'll be able to see in audio, I have all of those different items carefully selected as they are in Voicemeeter. Selected in a similar way so that it automatically goes in here. Now, if you wanted to set this up to save to different audio tracks, all you need to do is go into the advanced audio properties in OBS, and you can see all of these come up here. You're able to see a bunch of different things, but the main thing that you want to focus on is the tracks. You can see here that desktop audio 2, microphone, and microphone 3 correlating to desktop and game sounds, Discord, microphone, and iTunes are all selected on different tracks. This means that I can record each of those different tracks individually. On the 5th track, you can see that it is all selected. This is what I use for streaming. If I go to my output, you can see streaming, you're only allowed to choose one audio track. So I've chosen audio track 5 so that all of them are selected. In recording, you can see that 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all selected. This means it records all those different audio tracks. Certain recording formats don't support that. However, I found MP4 does quite well. So I think that's everything that I wanted to go over in this video. I will put links to the virtual audio cable as well as Voicemeeter and the sounds that I used in this video in case you're really intrigued about that music that I used. Anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I hope that this hopefully helps somebody set up a better audio system for themselves or for the people that they talk with online. Have a nice day, and I hope everything works.